One. I think we're live. We're live, everyone. Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful January 29th, 2024. I hope everyone's or 2025. I hope everyone's having a great day. We are joined by Mr. Real Texan. Say hello there.
Hello.
So, there's a lot to get to today. The confirmation hearings are some with RFK today. There was Pam Bondi, I think, got voted through. So, there's a lot to get to today. But before I get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends. Hold on, give me a second, chat. Give me a second. Chat, give me a sec. I gotta do something. There we go. What do you mean? I know I'm late. I messed something up. Hold on. Hold up. We shall extend the stream. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. Just had to do something. Okay. So, like I was saying, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, join the channel. These are all great ways to support the daily content. And if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, best way is sending super chats via the chat. Again, I'll read through as much of chat as possible, but usually super chats is the best way to get your questions answered. And we got a couple super chats read through. K Cup for 5. Let me get this straight. Republicans are defending a Kennedy on health and opposing Big Pharma. Democrats are opposing them. What timeline is this? Yeah, that hearing was certainly something. Did you watch any of it?
No, I had class, so I
Okay.
could.
So, can I just say, freaking Elizabeth Warren's unhinged. That was
Oh yeah,
terrible.
she hates everybody.
Oh, yeah. FM for 2. Thoughts Tony Dungy maybe running for Michigan Senate. I didn't know he was from Michigan, but I don't know. That's an
Yeah, but
interesting choice.
he coached in Indiana, so
Yeah,
that's
he was the
kind of.
Colts head coach, so
And apparently, I think he lives in Florida now, so that'd be a carpetbagger.
yeah. A Glitch Stevie for 2. Really worried about Tulsi. Yeah. So, um, I'm starting to have some concerns for some of these. And hey, Tyrone.
I'm just gonna be blunt. I do not think Tulsi's getting confirmed.
And speaking of the hey, Tyrone, what's up? And well, he left.
I said Tulsi wasn't gonna get confirmed, and then he left.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Well, we lost Tyrone. That's the chat, everybody. Test.
I can't. Oh,
Hello.
oh, there he is.
Hello.
Help me, help.
Help. Hello.
No. Help. Help me. Okay, what did I miss?
We
I
just
literally just fucking got done with like a bunch of shit today. So
we literally just started like 2 seconds ago. So
the stream,
yeah.
like dead ass. Help me. Help. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Anyways, but yeah, with Tulsi, I cannot see any Democrats crossing over because most of them probably either think they basically think she's a puppet of Putin and Assad.
Yeah. So let's see here. Tester's done for 2. Steve King for Senate. I love electability. That's real. Steve King's electable.
The fact is, I mean, not only would she not be getting any Democrats, but she's also probably going to lose like 4 or 5 Republicans.
Yeah, so it's not enough. It's not enough. The only way is they vote president. That's the only way she can get confirmed. Which
and I cannot
that
see that happening. Yeah, no.
So, yeah. But I want to start with RFK because he had the committee hearing today. Can I just say, why do we still have committee hearings? Why?
Also, Tulsi might not even make it through committee.
Well, yeah, that's another thing we gotta get to. But serious question: why the hell do we have committee hearings still? What's the point?
I don't know. It's probably. I guess it's for the public to know about the cabinet picks.
How is it going? How is
hey,
it going?
Hey.
Yes. There was some big news out of Wisconsin Supreme Court earlier today.
Oh, what happened?
From the Journal Sentinel, actually.
Oh, for the election?
Yeah, look.
Oh, I can't.
It's in general.
Holy crap! Well, we just got breaking news out of Wisconsin, everybody. I did not see this today. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Really?
I saw Wisconsin conservatives sponge dooming about
Oh,
it, saying
God.
voters aren't going to care. But in fact, if the Journal Sentinel's talking about it, if they're talking about, like, I honestly completely forgot about this race because I've been so focused on Hilario's re-election. And then I see this come out today, and I was like, oh, it's probably nothing big. And then I look into it, I'm like, whoa, the Journal Sentinel's reporting this? Like, Like you know it's bad when the Journal Sentinel like has an unfavorable title for a story talking about a Democrat.
Yeah,
You know.
so because
Um.
this is no one could defend this. I think I saw the
Yeah.
email actually, but I didn't see the report on it. So for those that don't
Hmm.
know, the Democrat or the liberal justice who's running, she basically promised 2 congressional seats for Dems if they vote for her.
Which the AKA would basically be they split both Madison and Milwaukee
Yeah,
into two districts.
basically. So she basically she got illegal donations out of this, I think. It's like, oh yeah, if you donate to vote for me, I'm gonna make 2 districts.
That should immediately fucking disqualify and disbar her from holding office for the rest of her fucking life. Hey,
No,
John.
this
Hello.
is the problem with democratically elected like Supreme Court because like this is what they do. They just turn into politicians when they're campaigning. And it's like
All
vote
right,
me
so
and you'll
John,
get
all right, John, you
Democrat
really
House
missed
seats.
it. The liberal candidate running for the Supreme Court of Wisconsin promised the Democratic Party 2 congressional seats if they voted for her, which is fucking illegal.
Honestly, Supreme Court justices in states should not be democratically elected. That's
Yeah,
my
I don't
hot
think there should
take.
be either. I think it's stupid.
Just do it like the federal government. Just do it like the president does. Have the governor appoint somebody, and then the state senate votes for them.
Yeah, or worst comes worse if like they
Yeah,
die
do
or
that.
whatever, just have a special election or something. Now that's crap where it's like, oh yes, they're democratically elected. It's stupid.
No, if they died, and you do the same thing that Trump did with
I guess, yeah.
ACB.
Prince Ryder for 2. Till's really making enemies in North Carolina GOP. He might be cooked. He might have screwed himself over. That was stupid. What was his play there with Higgs? That was the stupidest thing I ever heard about. It's like, oh yeah, he's probably confirmed, but at the last second we're gonna sink him when everyone wants him in. It's like, what are you doing, dude? Now you just pissed everybody off. So what was the point?
Honestly, I think the RFK vote's gonna be like the exact same as the Hegseth vote.
So yeah, I do want to talk about the RFK stuff. So anyone here watched the hearing today or parts of it?
I watched part of it. I was just getting annoyed. It was it was honestly annoying to listen to. Like especially Bernie. Like
He
bro,
lost his
like
freaking mind. He
Yeah,
lost his freaking
bro,
Bernie's a
like
no vote. I'm
he's literally a one-trick pony on the healthcare stuff.
Yeah,
Like that's
I
it.
would like to apologize to anybody that I gave the impression that Bernie will probably vote for him.
Well,
That is
2016
not
Bernie would
happening
have voted
anymore.
for him. 2016 Bernie
Yeah,
would have. This is not 2016 Bernie.
I know Bernie has agreements with RFK, so I had a feeling he might have been open to it. But after this, it's done. Like there is absolutely no way he's getting Bernie's votes.
Yes.
The way that I see this, I see that the Democrat Party sent out the memo and everybody was supposed to go full gung ho. They didn't get as satisfying of a victory as they wanted with like Hegseth having to have a tiebreaker. So they wanted just a real firebrand moment. And I think it didn't work. I
It
think
blew up
it
in their face.
it failed spectacularly because does anybody looking at this footage think the Democrats are anything but beyond deranged?
Yeah.
It's like, whoa!
You have
Like,
Elizabeth. Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
no. It's like there's just like all of these like non-existent concerns that they keep like manufacturing out of nowhere, and they have to because this is a guy that traditionally would have been on their side. So it's just like every single criticism is more deranged than any of the other ones. It's weird.
Yeah.
I think the max number of Republican votes that RFK would realistically get is 50.
Yeah. I think that's his hope right now. It's 50.
Oh yeah,
Because
no. I think it's gonna no, I think he's gonna get 50. I don't see anyone who voted for Hegseth that's gonna vote against RFK. They're gonna talk about it, but I don't think John Cornyn and Tom Tillis are
No,
gonna vote
I
no
know
on
Cornyn's gonna
RFK.
vote yes. Cornyn sounded like he's gonna vote for him today. So
yeah, but yeah,
I think it's gonna be the same. Do you really see any yes on Hegseth people voting against RFK?
the
Like
only
I
one I
really
could
don't.
see is like
Tillis.
Tillis, but I think
Well, Tillis
he's in deep
probably
trouble. He's in deep trouble,
Tillis
so
probably
why
got put in the
not?
corner, so he's probably. In fact, I mean, Tillis got put in the corner, so he's probably gonna just suck up to Trump now.
All right, Cherokee Bear for 2. Any bets that Graham has skeletons in the closet? Oh, he does. 100% does.
That said, though, you
Bro,
do.
skeletons aren't the only thing in Senator Graham's closet.
If you know,
Now
you
that
know.
being said, Democrat as far as Democrat votes go, it seems like 3 is probably the max right there, and I think that's going to be Fetterman, Booker, and Whitesides or White. I think White House is what it is.
Yeah,
if
so
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Booker-
White House was actually pretty civil in the hearing, I know. Like,
Yeah.
at least compared to the other
So
Democrats.
I think
so.
Booker's like a maybe. We gotta see. We gotta see Booker.
Also,
Bleh.
did you guys see the vote for Lee Zeldin? It was the most
Yeah.
cursed thing. Fetterman voted yes, and then the 2 Arizona senators voted yes. Like, it was the most random thing.
Yeah, so Zeldin's EPA person, so
Like, did he make a deal with the Arizona senators or
I don't know.
something?
They got a pure moderate, so. K Cup for 2. Janet is an awful judge. Crawford, hold my beer. Basically, I mean Crawford's running a shit campaign. I don't know. She's gonna lose. She's gonna lose.
My gut prediction right now, with absolutely no basis whatsoever, is that Crawford very narrowly wins just because of turnout. But I think Chamel's definitely got a better.
She's gonna win by like 25 because if you no by 30 if you apply the Iowa model.
Oh my gosh! Do we gotta
Iowa-
talk about Iowa?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, I will say I think Chamel definitely has a much better shot than Kelly ever did.
Oh, Shimel's right. He actually has ads on TV and stuff.
Well,
so.
yeah, he's actually outspending her, and he had more nomination signatures than her as well.
Oh, he's actually outraised.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh
he's
yeah.
outraised.
He's spending a shitload of money.
Is he outraising her as far as money?
I believe, yeah.
Okay.
No one knows who Susan Crawford doesn't even mention
running a
who she
shit
is in the
campaign.
ads.
Well,
she's just attacking him. Like, she's attacking him. She's not running any pro ads for herself, so literally no one knows who she is. So
It's
people
just
are like, yeah,
so it's
I'm
basically just.
I'm not
is it just-
supposed. Yeah. So she's like, so everyone's like, I guess I'm not supposed to vote Brad Schimmel, but who am I supposed to vote for?
He's not
So
voting.
like,
is
that's
it
what
just
most
like
people are thinking.
abortion? Is it basically
It's
just
not even on
abortion?
It's like democracy.
Yeah, they're not even running on abortion anymore. They tried that in 2024 and it didn't work. So now I guess democracy is their new thing.
Let's see. Jacob
I mean,
Hawley.
I think it's a toss up for right now, but
I think Schimmel wins. I just got a good feeling.
She's really going hard on the January 6th, like,
Freaking
like
dumb.
that's what she's running.
What is she? I don't know why the ads are
I mean,
terrible.
she will. I think she'll overperform in Dane. She'll do better than Harrison Dane, in my opinion.
And probably the Driftless too, but Schimmel's going to do very good in Waukesha. I've got a feeling.
So.
Yeah,
I think he'll do good in Milwaukee too.
I don't know. Would that be enough?
And I'm not just saying that because I drove all the Schimmel signs to Milwaukee County.
All right.
Oh, by the way, Scott Pressler, if you're watching this, I know you're not, but if you are, can you just leave Pennsylvania alone and come over to Wisconsin, please?
He is, yeah, he's coming to Wisconsin.
Jacob Hawley for 5. California Attorney General just filed for secession. It's on their government website. I don't like that. I don't.
So when we put secession, a non-binding referendum on secession, as part of as part of like more or less a popularity poll, we get shit on the federal government. But when California fucking does it, they're cheered on.
It's democracy.
I don't believe that. I gotta look that up.
They're not gonna secede. That's bullshit. There's no.
Secession is fucking stupid.
All right. So it's a ballot measure apparently. So.
They're not gonna get signatures. It's bullshit.
I know back in 2018 too, they tried that like ballot measure to break California up into like 5 different states.
Oh yeah, and it didn't go anywhere.
I mean, the only states I think I see secession maybe appearing on a ballot realistically is like Texas and maybe Hawaii.
Yeah.
I know Texas technically in their constitution has the ability to break up into 5 different states.
Yeah, but they're not going to do that.
We should. That would help us.
No,
I know we're not.
Mike for 2, I think Fetterman votes yes. I'm iffy on that one. Sam Madison for 2. Who'll vote for Pete but will not vote for Tulsi? Well, that's the big question.
Tulsi, I think he loses Todd Young. I think he might lose maybe Lindsey Graham.
Lindsey Graham, he's too much of a bitch to not vote because of Trump. So
yeah,
I think Graham is apparently opposed to RFK, but he'll probably back him.
All right, Matt Travis.
Yeah, Todd Young's the big one. I think Todd Young's.
You're hopping in the shower. Okay, so.
All right, Matt Travis for 2. Till it's equals yes. Langford is iffy because of abortion.
Yeah, you're just carrying your cow into the bathroom to fucking jerk off or something. I don't know.
What?
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 Sorry, I'm talking to my roommate.
Oh, thank you. Prince is writing for 2.
Mike.
Iowa proved a blue wave. Trust the plan. Oh, we'll get to Iowa in a second. These people are freaking back. Maryland Degati.
Actually, it's a blue. Actually, it's a blue tsunami.
Yeah, Maryland Degati.
It's a blue moon.
Maryland Degati for 2. Will RFK Jr. be confirmed? I'm 50-50 on it right now.
No,
Here,
I think he would. No, he's gonna be confirmed.
I'm
It's
50-50.
Gabbard's the one I'm more worried about. He's getting confirmed. If Hegseth got confirmed, RFK is like there's not gonna.
The only
Everyone who
person I
voted for
legitimately
Hegseth.
think has a risk of not getting confirmed is Tulsi, but I don't think Tulsi's going to get confirmed.
I think Tulsi probably gets like 48 votes or something like that.
It's gonna be iffy. We shall see, though. We shall see.
We shall see.
American Nerd for 5. With the BS of the Dems and Rhinos are doing the... Hold on, what? With the BS the Dems are polling and Rhinos are doing with these confirmation stuff, does that really... Does that mean we have to rely on Fetterman for RFK and Tulsi? Feels like it. Well, RFK, he might get saved by Booker for whatever reason. So... We gotta see.
Mega Patriot Cory Booker.
I mean, don't count on it, because he might just fall in line with Schumer, but...
We shall see. Mike for 2. California won't survive and their own business will go. Oh, yeah. Town will be shit. Or, California will be shit, not Tyrone. Why do you say Tyrone?
And not
Tyrone.
every senator was at the hearing either, right?
I don't think they were. It just,
why was I mentioned?
Okay, so I think it's only the ones on the committee, or...
Why was I mentioned?
No, I said, like, California is shitty, but I actually said Tyrone is shitty.
Also, I'd just like to do Wisconsin represent that Ron Johnson proven yet again to be the best senator in the country.
That's right.
Yeah, his remarks, he was like doing the opposite of everyone else. He was just like praising RFK for like 15 minutes. He's a patriot. We love Ron Johnson.
You wonder the funniest part about all of this? Elizabeth Warren came out as a shill for big corporations out of all of this.
I wouldn't know. It was weird because at the beginning she was actually being pretty like nice to him, but then like she just spazzed out midway.
With Bennett, I noticed this. Like every Democrat, they sounded reasonable at the start, but they went off the rails in 5 seconds.
The only one who really didn't go off the rails too much was Whitehouse, because he was just like asking him about like a very specific like Rhode Island issue.
Yeah, it's like actual questions.
So I think Whitehouse is someone to watch for. We'll see.
All right, American Nerd for 2. Thoughts of Shanahan's base video last night. Shanahan is amazing. I'm gonna say that. I think she should run for governor. But for those that don't know, she basically said that if anyone votes against Kennedy, she's gonna finance primary challengers against them. So
breaking news in the DNC chair race.
Oh God.
Nancy Pelosi has endorsed Ben Wickler.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. Which honestly,
Wilker.
I'm all for it, because I hope that Wisconsin Dems have to have an emergency chair race in the middle of a Supreme Court election.
They're going with Ben Wilker.
So I'm honestly all for Ben Wilker getting DNC, because like that's gonna help us, because then they're gonna have to have an emergency election for chair in Wisconsin, and they're gonna focus on that.
It's like a freeway race for the DNC chair, isn't it?
I think it's gonna be Wilker. Wilker's getting all the big endorsements.
When you got Nancy
Pelosi, I mean, as far as like
also, Wilker is overrated. The only reason Wisconsin Dems have done decent is because of GOP incompetence. Like I said, like in the state assembly, they lost. Like Harris won the majority of state assembly seats, yet Republicans still got a 55-45 majority in the assembly. Like he's not this great guy.
I think Ken Martin still has the endorsement of more like actual party officials. So.
Please, I want a shit show.
I know, but like all the big names have endorsed.
Yeah, so I mean,
the unfortunate thing though about these party caucuses is that they're never live streamed. They're like private events, so we'll just find out afterwards.
Yeah, I want to see
which I wish it was streamed,
but we're not going to see it. So
I don't know. I think it's
funny. It's actually on the same day as our caucus for the Milwaukee party.
All right, American Nerd for 2. Thoughts of Shanahan's. Read that already. Sam Madsen for 2. Will Tills vote against Tulsi? I think Tills is a yes. I think he has to do now if he wants to survive. Yeah. I saw actual Cena for 3. Muller for Oklahoma says RFK and Cash has the votes. Finally popped my hemorrhoid. Oh gosh, for 2. The goddamn onesies and what's wrong with America? Yeah, I don't know what Bernie Sanders was on about.
Oh, did you guys see what RFK said? He said 20% of science funding should be for replication studies. Peer-reviewed papers should always be published alongside papers, and cargo cults must be ended to fraudulent celebrity scientists such as Bill Nye and Black Spaceman need to be crushed.
W.
What? Huh?
Well, those guys
Neil
are scam
deGrasse
artists. Well, I mean, like Bill Nye was good in like the 90s or whatever, but well,
Bill Nye was good when he was an actual fucking
No.
scientist and not a
No,
fucking person.
He was never a scientist. He was an engineer. But the whole point of like
Yeah,
fucking
because
Science,
wasn't he an
engineering,
actor? Like,
science,
wasn't he just an
God.
engineer who did acting? Like, he was like before he did the science stuff, he was just a normal actor and other stuff. Like, I know.
No, what I was gonna bring up is like if you see or listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson and you listen to him for more than 5 minutes, you understand you're listening to a dumb person's idea of what a smart person sounds like.
He's a 110
You know,
IQ person who managed to get a fucking PhD off affirmative action.
yeah, no. So this fucker, like, there was a short. I think he's talking to Joe Rogan or someone else. But
He's above average intelligence, but the thing is,
well,
that's
right.
below average intelligence for the field he's in.
Well, no. So he's just like basically they were talking about gas stations and about how we need to replace everything with electric vehicles, right? And Neil deGrasse Tyson is basically just sitting there like, well, we have these giant tankers underground that we fill with oil. Why can't we just have giant batteries underground to charge all of the gas? Like, and if you know anything about this process, about the logistics of like energy stations and providing gas and everything, or recharging a battery like that large,
Did he-
you know that's the most. Yeah, he said that.
He actually said that. You're not exaggerating. He actually said that.
I'm not exaggerating. Like I saw it on a YouTube short of the Joe Rogan podcast, and I was like sitting there, like someone had clipped it, and I'm sitting there like everybody in the comments like, "Whoa, that's so fucking smart, bro. Why aren't we all on electric vehicles
That's
now,
not
bro?"
how energy works.
That's you know how much?
How-
It just like honest question. How much would that cost? If we someone got it, how much would that cost to implement that?
It would bankrupt the country to try and implement that on a nationwide scale.
$1 trillion down the toilet for like 2 cars. Congratulations.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's fucking smarter for the energy crisis? What the president's been fucking doing. I have to say the president because I'm still fucking technically uniform right now, even though it's after hours. What he's fed with letting private corporations build their own fucking microgrids is way fucking smart.
This is so stupid. Like, yeah, like John, you're right about it's like that's what a dumb person's like what they think a smart person is. Like,
Well, yeah. I agree with Tyrone. It's like he's a midwit. He's absolutely a midwit, but people think he's like the smartest guy on the planet. And honestly, like it's also like it's one of the most disappointing things when you get too deep into sci-fi. Because sci-fi, like, there's a lot of really interesting and inspirational aspects of that
Sci-fi is
genre.
fucking cool.
But
I'm
if
sorry,
you, but if you,
no one can
but
make
when
me
you
hate
when you read certain people and you understand the misconceptions that they're under, you understand there's a lot of libtard ideology mixed into sci-fi concepts a lot of the time, where like they just kind of accept things that leftists believe is like face fact, and like like I just the thing that made me think of this was like I was listening to this guy like talk about like the civilizational types, like type 0, 1, 2, 3, and he was like, well, the only reason we're not a type 2 civilization, type 1 civilization, is because of dadgum racism.
what?
Okay, I was just
Or
scrolling
like-
Twitter and it
Or
actually
another, like
sounds.
one example that even bothered me before I became too terribly racist, even as a kid. One thing that bothered the shit out of me.
Bruh.
Why the fuck in Star Trek, why the fuck can like humans reproduce with these other various species? That's not how that works.
Alright, anyways, Twitch information.
Yeah. So I just saw something on Twitter. So, it looks like Tom Tillis might actually vote to confirm RFK.
Then he might get it then. Tills with him.
Yeah, because he praised him he praised him in a tweet, basically saying that he knocked this one out of the park. There's a reason Democrats have been repeatedly cutting him off, so he can't give full answer.
about-
So
Phyllis knows his time is coming.
Yeah, he's screwed.
He's desperately trying to avoid getting
what about
primaried.
the ancient aliens guy? That guy's a schizophrenic.
That guy's not stupid, he's just autistic.
Same
Well,
thing.
This is something that actually has been opened up, a can of worms opened up by a couple of people on YouTube. If you go and
I thought
check,
you were about to say by a certain friend of mine and person to use.
Well, okay. Long story short, you can go and look up a couple of different channels and find out like the whole ancient alien stuff and people that talk about alien conspiracies online. They're all in a basic like information cartel with one another, and it's like mutually assured destruction. They don't reveal each other's bullshit so that they can all keep careers. It's a convention of people. And it's basically they support each other's nonsense and lie to like kind of mildly retarded people to like teach them about alien stuff. So I'm hate to burst your bubble if like you were a big aliens fan, but if you just want to like privately DM me, I can like send you stuff. It's like people, yeah, no,
Okay.
Sorry,
it's all
kids.
it's
Aliens
a
don't
cartel.
exist.
When I
Just
watched,
demons.
like, I remember I watched, like, when I was younger, one of the episodes of Ancient Aliens. Even back then, I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Who?
History Channel. Everything like
Okay,
History Channel
those-
founding until
those
2000.
are-
Shut up. History Channel could be described. The History Channel has gone through 3 distinct phases of its life. First, it was actual history. Then, for like a solid 3 years, from 2005 to 2008, it was all about Hitler. And everything after 2008, 2009 has just been.
Aliens and freaking pod stars or whatever.
All right.
the Pawn.
by
I
the-
think the guy. Wait, I think someone met the Pawn Star guy run for something because he always is like brought up as a potential candidate in Nevada.
Yeah, I mean, it was the funny meme. I remember that. All right.
He publicly expressed interest, I think, in 2024, but ended up endorsing
Alright.
Sam Brown.
I got catch
Speaking of celebrities that ran in Nevada, honestly, big dub to the what was his fucking Mike? John, you know his
What?
name, the dude who John Halo composer.
Marty.
Yeah,
Marty.
Marty O'Donnell.
O'Donnell, that guy.
Yeah, he posted a picture of him at the inauguration. That was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, he's definitely interested, and I think he wants to run for Congress again, but he just has no networking. He hasn't networked at all.
I think he
There's
lives in
nobody
Florida
supporting
now.
him.
He got the Joe Lombardo
Oh, never mind.
endorsement, which was
Oh, never
interesting.
mind. I don't think it was it.
Oh, he moved from Nevada to Florida?
I think
I
I,
thought so.
actually I think I might have been confusing him with someone else.
All right, I gotta catch him on super chats. So
Do we even have the?
what?
Shut up! He's doing super chats.
I'm like 20 behind. Oh, good lord. American Nerd for 3.
Okay.
Caroline Kennedy is a disgrace to her dad's legacy. Yeah, for those that don't know, she basically said, yeah, RFK is a predator. And we said nothing about it for 30 years. That's what she claimed. So, General Hydra for 2. Who the hell's Bill Wicker? You talking about Mississippi?
No, Wickler is he's literally the Wisconsin
the
fair.
Wisconsin Dem
Oh,
chair.
and update on that, by the way. So after the Nancy Pelosi endorsement, Polymarket is flipped. Ken Martin, who is the DFL chair in Minnesota, was the frontrunner before. And now with the Nancy Pelosi endorsement, Polymarket has now flipped, so Wickler is now the frontrunner.
All right, Charlie Howard has been a member for 9 months. Justin for 2. Will Kash Patel be aggressive or be chill? Like, in his position? I think he's be aggressive in his position as head of the FBI, so... K-Cup for 5. Wilker's the literal manifestation of a guy who does nothing in the group project, yet his name is first on it and gets full credit. Please pick him. Yeah, that's actually a good way to put it. He takes all the credit, but he doesn't do anything. American Nerd for 5. Was it Neil deGrasse Tyson the idiot scientist who got everyone in the scientific community to say that Pluto isn't a planet? I don't know. He might have. I don't
Probably.
know. Yeah, he's probably one of
Probably.
those, he's one of those people that, someone, like, makes a joke with science and, like, he takes it seriously. It's like, dude, go away. Spence Callis for 2. Is 99-0 concerning for Rubio? Even Harino voted yes. No, because Rubio's been damn good as Secretary of State, which I'm surprised about.
Yeah. No, he's been doing a good job. He's been saying all the right stuff, and like it's just their token vote, okay? They're gonna like show like, oh, we're actually sensible
bipartisan.
people. We're sensible and bipartisan because we let Rubio through. So now we can have deranged, nonsensical, psychotic yelling matches at RFK Jr. Like that's the
It
point
makes
of
sense.
90. Yeah, that's absurd.
All I know with DeGrasse Tyson is I know that he like had that like I think it was a New Year's. There was like a New Year's Day where he was like, Happy New Year's, a day that has no geological like significance whatsoever or something like
Yeah,
that.
just
Like
shut
he
the
just
fuck up.
yeah, he's just like
He's a nominalist. He's gay.
Yeah.
But there's another funny thing about him. if you go on Twitter, you can actually find like years upon years of him posting the same sentence over and over again, and it's something like, "Did you guys know that the only part that you of yourself you can kiss on a mirror is your own lips?"
Wow.
And it's like,
Wow.
he's this guy that stares in a mirror and kisses himself on the lips in the mirror because he loves himself that much,
Um,
and he talks about it.
American Nerd for 2. Everyone at Ancient Aliens are schizophrenics. Yeah, that's an understatement. Zeppelin for 2. Talk about Iowa. We will get to Iowa in a second. American Nerd for 3. Make the History Channel great again. It's not going to be made great again. K-Cup for 5.
I think that Ancient Aliens is entertaining as hell. Like if it was like its own channel, it'd be hilarious. Not because it's true, but because it's like
Well, no, it's
the lengths they go to is entertaining. But maybe they should make the History Channel for actual history.
Yeah,
And you know who actually lobbied for that was Chuck Grassley on his Twitter account.
oh
Do you
yeah, I
remember
remember
those
that.
posts? He'd always be like, "Why does the History Channel have no real history?"
Talk about
If you
freaking
guys don't
aliens.
know, if people in chat don't know the full lore about the Chuck Grassley is basically if you let a 90-year-old senator still have access to their Twitter account, and like the way, like just look at like Chuck Grassley. Like there was one post he made from his farm where like someone's pigeon, like there was a pigeon that had like a number on it, and it was like, if your pet pigeon went missing, the number, the tag is this, it's dead. Found on farm. Like it was.
Well, Chuck Grassley's wholesome, so
Yeah, it is. It's
K-
great. You guys should check out his Twitter
yeah,
account
his Twitter
sometime. It's
account's
great.
good. K-Cup for 5. If aliens were real, we would have real pictures. But when someone sees an alien, they always pull out the 70s camera and take the worst picture. Yeah, there's always motion blur. It's the shittiest possible picture. I mean, you're not wrong.
Well,
Guys,
I mean,
Yeah.
the thing that I really just want to say to American Nerd and that commenter specifically, I understand that some of them may actually have mental illness. A lot of these people know that they're full of shit and are explicitly they're just scam artists. They just want to like make you pay them money or give them attention. Just don't do it because that's my point. It's like they're not all schizophrenic. They're actually con artists in a conspiracy.
Chuck
one-
Grassley, Pigeon, Pork, and Windsor Heights Dairy Queen.
Oh gosh, Gunspecker 69 for 5. Mike Pence giving Adam Kinzinger a run for his money for the biggest crybaby, the GOP award. Yeah, Pence is throwing a hissy fit. He won't shut the hell up about it.
Kinzinger's a fucking Democrat now. I was talking in a stream on. I think I was talking in a stream with Tester is Done a few days ago, and we were looking over the 500 most followed accounts on Blue Sky. Funny list. You guys should take a look at it. Adam Kinzinger is like in the 20s or something on that.
Of course he is.
Like, if you have that high of a following on Blue Sky, you're a fucking Democrat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just partisan Dems. But
And he is a partisan Democrat now, except he's a Republican. So,
all right, I want to quickly segue over to something because something happened.
You know, look in general. I found the tweet. You can share it on stream for a second if you want.
Yeah, let me pull this up. Yeah, so we got to talk. Oh, good lord. Yeah, I remember this. If you lost your pet pigeon, it's dead. I wonder what happened to the pigeon. Do I want to know?
The Amish eat them, and I know there's some Amish in parts of Iowa.
All right, so someone brought this up earlier about the state of Iowa because yesterday there was a special election. Here we go again with this shit. Let me just pull this up. Did any of you guys hear about this? Well, you must have, I'm assuming.
Yeah, turnout was super low. I know it was. Yeah.
Pull this up.
The funniest thing is people are applying like turnout now. They're using it as an indicator for Wisconsin Supreme Court, and it's like
these freaking people.
It's like if the Republican in this Iowa district had like the National Party spending money on them like they were for Brad Fimmel, it would have been a very different race, you know? Like if the National Party was investing in ads and door knocking operations.
All right, so this happened in Iowa 35th, and this is like a Trump plus 20 seat, and Republicans lost by roughly 4. Now, I want to be clear that we gotta wake up on these special elections. This is getting ridiculous. But at the same time, did these idiots not learn a damn thing from 2024? Have they learned nothing?
2026 is going to be reverse 2010. Democrats are going to gain 80 seats, and we're going to flip the Senate. And
These freaking people, like, for those that don't know, the turnout was so bad. The Democrat in 2022, a midterm, who lost by 50 or whatever, got more votes than there was turnout here. So these idiots, though, on Twitter, the same people, by the way, Tony, what's this guy's name of Target Smart? Tony Boner, what his name is?
I don't know, something like that.
It's like, yeah, this guy's saying, yeah, there's a huge overperformance in Iowa. These same people, remember Ohio was at 6? Remember that? What was it,
Yeah, I
like,
guess.
really +7 or whatever?
Yep, this is what happens when Democrats aren't enthused and Republicans think everyone's a rhino except Trump.
Yeah. That's one thing to take away from this. Yes, we have a turnout problem without Trump. I get that. But all this confirms is Democrats, they're just doing way better in low turnout races. They need 5 people to vote if they want to win. Because the more people that vote, they're going to win.
Democrats know how to energize their base. They're online. They are permanently online.
That's the thing.
But it also means
Democrats,
they know they are high information voters.
yeah, and they literally have to have low turnout if they want to win. Sorry, but true.
Republicans now, especially in that part of Iowa, are probably just a bunch of old boomers that, again, think everyone's a rhino except Trump.
Yeah. American Nerd for 5. Who off JFK? The government, Oswald. Someone's saying conspiracy theorists, the government, the History Channel, aliens. Basically, anything that, the ancient aliens, in a nutshell, it's literally just take a historical event and put aliens to it. That's what we gotta do. General Hydra for 5. About the food that built Americans. That's a good series. What? I don't know what that is.
The food that built Americans.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good.
All right. Tom Boner is from Target chart has negative credibility. Yeah, the guy, I remember, he said in 2024, July of 2024, he said, yeah, Asian turnout's going to be so high and Harris going to win because of it. They're going to swing 30 points to the left. Didn't Trump put Asians in Texas?
Oh, wait.
dude,
Oh, yeah.
won.
There's some context, by the way, with Tester has done. Tester has done in the chat. So basically, the Republican nominee, some woman, I don't know what her name is. That explains a lot. Campaigned with Steve Kane
That explains it.
and
No
skipped the
said.
debate. Skip the debate. Yes, okay.
No, why are we campaigning with Wignats in?
Well,
Yeah, Steve Kane is wildly unpopular in Iowa.
He openly called himself a Wignat, dude. Let's not act like he's someone you should be campaigning with.
All right. Princess Rider for 5. Further context, Dem the race was well known to the community for years. The Republican carpetbag didn't even skip the debates. Yeah, so the candidates sucked. That's what it came down
Also,
to.
was the Democrat in this race even like a major liberal?
I think this
No,
campaign
it was I
website.
thought he was like a blue dog.
Well, if he's a blue
Watching it like
dog,
a conservative
that
record,
explains
I
a
would
lot.
laugh. But
Who was this guy? What was his name or what?
Mike Zimmer. That sounds like the Vikings head coach, or used to be the Vikings head coach, but it's Mike Zimmer. Yeah, when you campaign with Steve Kane, you're even that part of Iowa. I know Steve Kane was the western half, but still, not good. Not good.
He's just got a Facebook account.
The state of the GOP.
And
Basically,
I can't get into.
American Nerd.
I can, and I will look it up.
American Nerd for try Ballotpedia. They usually have the campaign websites.
Oh yeah, let me go.
American Nerd for 10. Rap thoughts of the poll that's open source poll tweeted. Republican Party favorable -2. Democrat Party favorable -26. I saw that. I think Quinnipiac posted this actually.
Yeah.
Let me get this up. Yeah, it was Quinnipiac, and I can actually get this up. Open source. Where's it at?
Okay, he has a web. All right, he has a website. I found it.
Okay.
Yeah,
so Quinnipiac is saying that the Republican Party is roughly 50-50. Democrats are -26. Holy shit.
Yeah, so it's funny with Quinnipiac. None of us are believers in Quinnipiac. Obviously, they're a bit trashy. But the interesting thing, the anomaly about this poll is that this is in the history of them recording Democrat favorability, the lowest Democrat favorability ratings they have ever in their entire
By a wide
careers
margin.
ever recorded.
By a wide margin.
Yeah, by a wide margin.
Yeah, so Quinnipiac, for those that don't know, live under a rock, they've kind of become a meme on this channel. Well, they've gotten better, I would say. They tried in 24, but they
Yeah.
had Ohio going to Biden in 2020. Just, yeah. But yeah, so all this is showing is like
Okay, I'd also like to point out there were 9,000 votes in this election. In the 2024 election, there were 24,000 votes.
yeah.
So
So I don't want anyone talking about it. All right. Colorado, New Hampshire, Virginia, many other states had massive GOP over performances in state house races in 2024. Yeah, no one talks about that though. Like, I know because like we had big congressional races, but still, it's like Republicans overperformed. So, are you still going to do a top 10 worst polls of 2024? I kind of got caught up with some stuff. I still want to, kind of, but
I can do that video.
Oh, I can't even access the Republican candidate's website.
really,
Yeah,
well, it probably expired.
either it expired or it's like way too public for any Wi-Fi to be able to.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, so her candidates,
Their
her
campaign
campaign was
sucked.
basically nothing. Yeah, nothing.
It was literally just to me. This sounds like someone that thought she was gonna win easily because like R plus 30 seat and didn't do a damn thing.
I'm a Republican. I love Trump. Vote for me.
That's literally the Republican Party now.
And then the Democrat is saying, "Oh yeah, we need stronger public schools, better wages, opportunities for real financial stability, a thriving middle class, et cetera, et cetera."
And hold up, everyone, we got breaking news from the White House.
And in Eastern
Uh-oh.
Iowa, which is very ancestral
We have
Democratic.
breaking news from the White House. Breaking. President Trump is signing an executive order to expand school choice to support parents to choose and directing the upbringing and the education of their children.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
We did know this was coming,
Yeah.
but it's a wonderful thing to hear. And yeah, no, honestly,
To talk
the
about the other
education
executive order from today.
we'll get to
The-
that.
the education system needs a top bottom reform. We honestly need to even change the philosophy behind public school education, and this is a great first step. You have to have it compete with other forms of schooling, and if it's forced to compete, then it's forced to change. So this is a really great outcome for everyone, including people who have kids right now. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
So, yeah, I get school choice, I think, is common sense. Even most Democrats support it.
No.
I mean, it's
Yeah, I would
like,
like to point out that I was told you were a traitor for meeting this certain individual, and
what?
in general, I was told that meeting this certain individual means you're a traitor and can't serve in government.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so, anyways, and there what like Real Texan was bringing up. There was an executive order Trump signed today. Let me pull this up.
Yeah, so basically sending anyone that's arrested for like very, very violent acts, as in like any illegal immigrant arrested for very violent acts, very violent crimes, will be deported to Guantanamo Bay.
I love it. Oh, I love Trump. I mean, like he's literally taking the El Salvador approach. That's what he's doing now. So now I did hear a rumor that he might. What's the president's name? El Salvador. I can never say his name correctly. What's his name? Bugle?
Bukele.
What?
Bukele.
Bukele. Yeah, it's Bukele.
It's a Spanish name. You wouldn't know because you're a Yankee.
Yeah, whatever. Shut up, you. Okay, but for real. So apparently there was a rumor going around that he was making a deal with them where like they would pay El Salvador money if they took our illegals.
Well, my impression
bad
was that
ones.
we were gonna offer them a way better trade deal than their neighbors, and basically, give them a lot of extra economic benefits that the other countries don't get in exchange for them processing, caring for, taking care of our prisoners. And like when you think about it, it's just super expensive the way that we keep prisoners, and it's really hard to reform the prison system. So let's just like, why not have another country just take care of these illegals, and they'll be making, doing slave labor or whatever else, but hey, It's not that bad, honestly. I think it'll be really good for El Salvador. A lot of cheap labor, and for us, a lot less crime. So
Yeah, and it's
yeah,
like El Salvador. They know what they're doing. It's clear. But what was
yeah.
it like? They had like the lowest like murder rates of any country in the West
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no. I
by a
mean,
country
they
mile.
went over a couple decades from having like
the, hi-
400
the
something
highest to the
murder.
lowest.
They had like 430 something murders per 10,000 people. Now they have like 1.56, and the Bukele is claiming in 2025 he's going to be under one.
Wow.
One murder per 10,000 people.
I mean, that's
So
that's in Central America. Imagine saying like the safest country in the world would be in Central America.
oh yeah. I mean, that's safer than Canada if he
Yeah.
Yeah,
actually
let's.
accomplishes
How about we
that.
do the same thing in Mexico and America?
Yes, I mean like
uh,
this is. I mean that's why I think it's like in El Salvador they would gain like basically free labor. That's what it comes down to. Like they get free labor out of it. So and that's
Also,
what.
and trade
do it
deals.
do it anywhere in Europe, although the EU would probably
Oh,
not
the
allow
EU would
that because
protest, throw a hissy fit. So
yeah, they won't allow it because you're mass incarcerating Muslims.
all
Wah.
right. Um, the way these worthless illegals are useful. Well, listen, like it's not gonna be every single one. It'd be like the bad one, like the violent ones, like it is in El Salvador.
Uh, so wait, is somebody trying to claim in the chat that illegals are useful? Is that what they're
I don't
claiming?
know.
Because I have a big red pill that I just put in general for us to talk about. I think this is really fun. So if you go to this first one, I'll repost from like
Pull
William
this up.
Major. I put it at
Oh yeah, I
540.
saw
New
that.
data.
I see. I got it.
Yeah. So in all of the EU countries, you can see a bunch of these different lines on there, and it has contributors from other EU countries entering into other European countries, and it has immigrants from non-European Union countries entering into European countries. And in every single last graph, except for it looks like maybe Denmark, every single European country has a net negative impact on their economy as a result of immigrants for a bare minimum of 2/3 to 3/4 of their lives.
Yeah. I mean, like, listen, this isn't a conspiracy. Just a fact that, listen, I'm not saying like every single migrant's like this, but just the fact that a lot of them they have incentive to come here, to come to Europe and stuff. There's incentive, financial incentive, and well,
Yeah.
they come here and well, yeah.
Oh, look at the picture that Luke sent in the chat.
Oh gosh,
Hey Democrats who won't confirm
it's
Tulsi
Nancy
Gabbard
Pelosi and
because
Assad. Yeah,
she's an Assad puppet. Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
So,
there's Nancy Pelosi.
but yes, I think with the whole like the whole West, I think as a whole is realized, wait, mass migration is a bad thing. Maybe we should do something about it.
Yeah, the import foreign labor cheat code doesn't actually work. What it does increase the general amount of products being sold in your country, but GDP per capita goes down, the purchasing power of the average person goes down. I know I'm a broken record with this, but yeah, like consumer goods go up, the power of your purse goes down, and you're sharing a bigger economy with way too many people. These are poor people. You're importing them into your country. You're not making your country richer. On average, you're making every citizen poorer. You're just making the country slightly bigger in terms of
This is a
population.
big point. Say that again. What do they do?
What happens is you bring in impoverished people, economic migrants into your country, and they lower the purchasing power of every individual person. They lower the GDP per capita of every
Exactly.
individual American citizen.
That
They raise the GDP overall, but they lower the GDP per capita because there's way too many people in the country now. And then the consumer price index, which is the index of all of the average goods you need to have a normal life, all the stuff you need to raise children and eat, buy bacon and eggs and all that stuff, all of it's in the consumer price index. Consumer price index shoots up. And it's an unfortunate
this
consequence of this type of migration. But yeah, basically, if you want to be poor, import poor people into your country. It's very
that
simple.
is one of the best. Like, I've been trying to articulate this for years. That's the best way to put it. Everyone becomes poor. That's a fact. Everyone
Yeah.
becomes poor. It's like, yeah, you bring more
Yep.
people, GDP goes up, but oh wait, everyone else is just at the end poor. So what's the point? What's the freaking point?
it's a wealth redistribution scheme, and I don't mean to sound conspiratorial about it, but when you actually look at the consequential results, so like stop thinking about what they're trying to do or what they say they're doing or what the principle is. Look at the consequential results. The outcome of what happens is that all these companies that love the cheap labor make a ton more money on their margins, and all of the average people have to share their market with a larger population of people, and so what ends up being the result is that the increased demand for consumer goods actually affects the average price of consumer goods and makes things go up. It's basic. It's another tax on like domestic citizens of any country, and that's at the end of the day, it makes the people owning those companies that benefit from that labor makes them richer. It makes you, on average, poorer, and so it is. It's your money going to other people, and obviously the migrants benefit. The migrants benefit immensely from this because they came from crap holes. They came from countries that are deeply impoverished. So everybody coming here benefits, and everybody that owns the corporations benefits. But you, the domestic citizen that has been paying taxes, who your grandfather fought in a war, your great grandfather fought in a war, et cetera, the people who fought to preserve and make your country exist, you get the short end of the stick in this situation. That's the end of the deal. It's wealth redistribution, just to put it
That's
plainly.
I mean, like, and I'm curious, like, when Trump goes to the mass deportations, which he is, obviously, and now a bunch of self-deporting, like, has there ever been an example of this, like, how this goes with the economy? How does the economy respond to mass deportations like this? Has there ever been an example of this before?
Well, we were just talking about El Salvador, and they
El
didn't really
Salvador,
have a mass.
that was more just they threw people in jail, so...
Well, well, no. It's similar because in the economic argument, they were trying to argue you couldn't take the criminals off the streets because they were a great contributor to the economy, and that like a large chunk of the El Salvadorian economy required illegal labor in order to stay afloat. And what ended up happening was that instead of the economy crashing or halving or anything like that, it just grew instead. And so basically what I'm saying is like we don't have a bunch of like use cases for mass deportations. You could go back to Operation Wetback, you can go back to a couple of other situations in history,
Yeah,
but
Wetback was the 50s,
at,
for those that don't know. That's
at,
Eisenhower.
at, at the end of the day, you can't trust the economists on this one. And the reason you can't trust the economists is because their
They're
pockets
full of
are lined
shit.
by all the people. Their pockets are lined by the people who benefit the most from the system. That's why you can't trust them. There's an incentive process
I
going
mean,
through.
like, and this is common sense, everybody. Like, I don't care what you think about migration stuff. This is just a fact. Like, how many
Yeah.
illegal, like, let's just be honest. How many illegal migrants are there really? I don't believe that 20 million. I'd call bullshit on that. I think it's way more. I'm sorry to think we're talking way more migrants, illegal migrants.
No.
What do you guys think? Like,
No.
40, 50 million? I'm just, like, I
No.
don't like to talk like that, but the more I look at this, it's like, there's way more than just 20 million people here. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, no. I mean, I think in Audios America and Culture estimated somewhere upwards of 30 million, and that was 10 years ago. And we had 4 years of Joe Biden, and so I mean, 40 million would probably be like the bottom standard for me as
jeez.
someone that just trusts that legal mind's work. And because Ann Coulter is a legal mind, as much as she drinks alcohol, she actually does is able to competently do research. So
All right.
um
Let me read the super chat before we continue. General Hydra for 2. Who's gonna be Trump's allies in South America? Argentina and El Salvador.
El Salvador.
Yeah.
No.
Screw everyone else. Like Colombia. Like they're supposedly our great ally. Go to hell. Freaking Panama also. It's like we gave the Panama Canal for free. That's an economic gold mine. You're telling us to go F ourselves? No, you're not an ally. Go away.
Well, did you see the news about the Congress coalition in Colombia collapsing? Did you see that?
Yeah, Colombia it was.
Yeah. So, like, they probably will get a more conservative government, and it doesn't mean they're going to be our allies in anything, but it tells you it's like we may not have a bunch of allies right now, but we can make more. Like, if we make the incentives right, if we make it so that it's like people really just want to cooperate with us, then more countries will come to our side.
That's what I
They'll
don't
been
understand. Even the people in these governments, like don't listen to people on Twitter. They have no clue what the hell they're talking about. The people that actually in these governments, like in Colombia, they've realized, oh, what the hell is this guy doing? This guy's about to go to a trade war with the United States, our biggest trade partner. He thought that was a good idea, and now they're saying go to hell. That's what's gonna
Yeah,
happen in
and
Panama also, probably.
well, what's really interesting is once Polyev gets into office in like May, you're going to have both the Canadian Prime Minister and the United States government, the State Department, directly opposed to the Venezuelan dictatorship that is only in power right now due to an illegitimate election. And when you think about it that way, you realize, well, that may be an ally in waiting. Colombia might be more favorable when they switch coalitions controlling the government. So yeah, no. There's future allies hiding in all of these very corrupt and disturbed countries.
Well,
So
no, I thought Canada was gonna go liberal. People on Twitter are saying they're gonna win now because they got rid of freaking Trudeau. That's what people are saying now. There's one shitty poll out there that has
oh
like
no,
evil
they're
shows you.
retarded.
I know it's like
No,
this happened with
no.
Harris. It happened here. They get rid of freaking Biden. Harris goes up and she loses by 3. That's what's gonna happen to Canada. They're gonna get crushed. So
No, that they're going to get crushed. The Conservative Party is going to have a supermajority. There is no stopping that. I like anybody that says otherwise, they don't know what they're talking about. It's going to be a supermajority. Pierre is going to be in control of the government. The problem with the liberal government is that it wasn't just Trudeau, but it was just everybody. Everybody around him acted exactly like him. And so they're shuffling chairs on the deck of the Titanic. There's nothing they can really do to save their
Yeah.
image.
all right, Mike for 5. Bob Menendez is in trouble. He said Donald Trump is right about the justice system being corrupt. I heard he's getting 12 years or something. Yeah, actually, he's getting 11 years in prison. Womp womp. That's what I say to that. Yeah, you should have ran dude.
Oh yeah, and he begged Trump for
He
Trump
should
for a
have ran
pardon.
in 2024. That was his one chance, but
Did
sorry,
you see
dude.
him begging Trump for a pardon outside the courthouse?
Yeah, he did. He was like, "Please, Trump, give me a pardon." American Nerd for 2. I thought Ann Coulter was a schizo. I mean, she can be, but she's sometimes right, especially in immigration.
Well, right, she's a harpy of the West. What drove Ann Coulter insane was that she wanted all of the radical immigration policies that now are mainstream and popular, but she wanted them 10 years too early, and Trump wasn't able to do it in his first term, everything that she wanted, and he didn't principally stand on immigration the way well, she wanted him to veto every single bill that came to his desk until they fixed the they funded the border wall and they did all this other stuff. And so Anne felt betrayed by Trump, and so she went on this like 4-year binge of like ruthlessly like attacking him, mocking him, slandering him. And, like it was a very personal story because she felt like she was deeply personally invested with getting Donald Trump elected in the first place, like financially speaking. I'm not just talking like in terms of personality. Um, but yeah, she's kind of come back to normal. She's a little bit more normal now. I'm not saying she's not a harpy. I'm not saying she's not crazy, but she is a legal mind, and you can trust the research that she did. Like she did 2 really good books that every Republican should read, and they were in 2015 and 2016. She did Adios America in 2015. That teaches you everything you need to know on a baseline about immigration. And then she did In Trump We Trust, which is basically explaining how terrible the Republican Party is, and it'll give you a lot of deep insight into the how many layers of corruption there are and the way that the Republicans behave.
We got breaking
Yeah.
news.
What?
We have breaking news. I sent it in the chat, but Mike Crispy will not be running for governor of New
Thank
Jersey,
God.
but he has a protege that will.
What?
Yeah.
Crispy. Come on, dude. For those that don't know, I like Mike Crispy. I think he's a cool guy, but like, dude, come on. Run Citarelli and be done with it. I understand Citarelli has some issues, but come on.
Trump, if I had to guess, he's probably going to endorse Spadea.
Yeah.
I think he's praised Spadea because during the Wildwood rally, I think he praised Spadea, and I think he also trashed Citarelli. So it's likely if he endorses anybody for the race, it's going to be Spadea.
All right.
Oh my gosh, guy! JD made a tweet. You need to read it right now. I put it in general.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What? Oh my. What? What? You can pull down a statue of the father of the nation, but don't you dare touch this portrait of the guy who couldn't win wars.
Oh gosh, that's in reference to General Mark Milley, by the way.
Oh my
We
God.
threw all this crap out.
You know, I have a serious question. How the hell did that guy get that position? How?
I don't know. Man.
Because he's a white guy that hates white people. I
You're
don't know.
telling me 60 years ago we had, or 70 years ago, we had Douglas MacArthur padded, Dwight Eisenhower. We ended up with this?
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, Patton seeing this? This Mark Milley? I mean, like, this is unbelievable. We went from some of the best generals ever to this. But yeah, Vance is right here. These people support tearing down statues like George Washington, Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, all of them. But don't you dare touch the one guy that won nothing.
Well, this is the guy that wanted to learn about the evil actions of white people.
Yeah. I mean, instead of trying to win a war in Afghanistan or try to get us out of Syria, he focused on that. Freaking loser. Alright, American Nerd for 3. Don't trust America's allies, as they'll backstab us. Yeah, that's usually par for the course, but...
And what, Democrats are wanting to build statues of Mark Milley or something? I don't know.
Freaking Mark Milley's not Eisenhower or MacArthur.
I mean, these are people that built statues of George Floyd and will bitch if you take him down.
Yeah, but they take down Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, they'll charge you for vandalism or whatever for spray painting on a George Floyd statue, but won't do a damn thing if you do the same on Christopher Columbus or George Washington or Abraham Lincoln or whatever.
I mean, is this the first time in American history where we had shit generals? Honestly.
Probably.
I mean, we went from, like, America's a long history of good generals like Grant, Eisenhower. We had Patton, of course. Washington.
I mean,
Jackson.
hell, even Robert E.
Robert E. Lee, like...
YouTube, sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, people were saying the Confederacy, but he was a general of the U.S. Army before, so... But it's like, you go from that, so the best generals in world history, to...
Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, Andrew Jackson, Battle of New Orleans. No one talks about it.
Sam Houston.
Well, that's more Texas, yeah, but still, yeah. American Nerd for 5. Curtis LeMay was a better general than Mark Milley, and he was trying to get JFK to bomb Cuba during the Cuban Missile Crisis. Well, again, like, yeah, even the generals back then, they were smart. They were just, like, kind of neocons. They were big ones. They're like, we're gonna bomb everything. But they were, like, they knew what they were doing. Now it's like, let's see. Sean Resendez for 5. Did you all see that clip on X of that journalist writing about RFK Jr. before that hearing ever happened? Yeah, I saw that. Like, they had a headline saying, the Senate committee has grilled RFK Jr. for being anti-vax, and it was before the hearing happened. So take that as
I'll name another fantastic general, George Washington.
Yeah, Washington. I mean, like, I know we had some shit ones before the Civil War and stuff, before Grant, but like, these guys have won nothing. They have won nothing in 20 years. What was the last war we won? Last successful military operation.
World War II.
I would, well,
maybe the Gulf War. I don't know.
Gulf War, I would say, probably. That's worth a damn. The Gulf War is like the last, like, significant one.
It's the last popular war.
Yeah, the only one that, like, people supported are like, yeah, we kicked their ass.
Notice how the only popular wars in American history are the ones that we won.
Well, it's kind of true, but also, like, yeah. Yeah, the Gulf War and, like...
now, I mean, maybe there's there arguments that you can make for, like, if the Gulf War was unpopular or if it was unjustified. I don't know.
Well, the Gulf War, I think it was just people, they supported it, so... because they were worried about Saddam, but... Man Milk for 2. Joe Butt naked is objectively better than Miley. Oh, gosh. The Iraqi Republican Guard was fucking shit. Yeah, Operation Desert Storm. I mean, like, yeah, it's like the Gulf War is like the last successful operation. American Nerd for 2. General George Meade of the Battle of Gettysburg. Yeah, but I would say, well, Civil War is obviously Grant and Sherman. So.
And yes, to some extent, even Ari.
Well, Lee, like, he was only like. Well, there's a weird thing, like, people looked into, like, Lee's kind of overrated a little bit in some circles, but. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad general, I'm just saying, like, he's not as good as, like, Grant or whatever.
I don't know if YouTube would let me say his name,
Well,
but
it's Robert E. Lee. It's just a fact. That's
Robert E. Lee. Robert E. Lee. I'll say his name. Robert E. Lee.
I'd rather pay for a pile of dog shit over a statue of Miley. Yeah, I would. What did the guy win?
I mean, our tax dollars are already paid for statues of George Floyd, so you know.
Yeah, it's just like this guy has won nothing. This guy is probably the first general ever to win nothing but get promoted. So I'm just trying to think of, did he do anything? Even under Trump, did they do a single? Well, they got rid of ISIS, but that was because of different people. That wasn't Miley's doing. Miley took the credit for it, but I'm just trying to think.
Also, speaking of George Washington, I want to talk about the what is it? The Dulles Airport renaming to Trump.
Yeah, leave it the same. I mean, like,
no, actually, I support renaming it to George Washington.
You know what? You got a good point. I didn't think about that because that's DC, right?
It's well, the city's named after George Washington.
Yeah.
He's from Northern Virginia. I mean, he's got more ties to Virginia than Trump. Trump, I know, has property in Virginia. In fact, he does have I think his property in Virginia is actually fairly close to Dulles
Yeah,
Airport.
if you're gonna name an airport, do the Palm Beach one. If you're gonna do that.
Palm Beach.
Yeah, Palm Beach.
Or actually, we're gonna name every single airport after Trump because MAGA CAG 2024.
Well, that's what I'm worried about. Like after Trump, they're just gonna do what they did with Reagan, aren't they? Oh, that's what I'm worried about.
I mean, Reagan only has one airport, and that's the
I know, but like there's
DC,
a whole yeah, but American Art for 3, John Pershing, the general of the U.S. troops in World War I. Yeah. Prison Writer for 5. It was leaked Miley had planned to launch a coup against Trump had Congress overturn the 2020 election during certification. Well, that's not a conspiracy, it's a fact. He literally said, yeah, I did everything I can to stop Orange Man. That's literally what he said. So that's not a conspiracy.
Yeah, but yeah, like the airport renames. I mean, Palm Beach I'd be fine with, but they're not going to do that. At least not for a while. And I think the county owns that. I don't think it's government owned. But yeah, Nashville, I'm not really a fan of that. That should probably be named after like a country singer or something.
I was going to say something before I left. I don't know if you guys addressed it, but you did bring up the fact that General Milley leaked classified information to the Chinese.
Wait, what?
You guys bring that up? Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I didn't hear. I knew about the freaking January 6th stuff where it's like they were planning to pull some shit, but like I didn't hear this.
Yeah, General Mark Milley leaked classified confidential information to the Chinese, and that is probably why the Department of Justice under President Trump will be prosecuting General Mark Milley.
Oh, whoa!
Holy shit! Where is it? I gotta read about this because I knew about the again, like Prince Ryder was right. Like he was caught. Like they were trying to pull some shit. Like they basically were trying to tell Trump to go off himself. Even though he's a commander in chief, they were ignoring him. So they were like lying to him.
Well, I know this whole actual news story started about 3-4 years ago in 2021 when he was starting communications with China. But when it came out that he had communications with China in 2020, but I believe it was related to COVID. It was related to everything else, and well, again, it's all part of the conspiracy that he had. He said that he was actually conspiring, as you guys just said, to get Trump out of office, and I don't know how much that's going to be prosecuted, but the very fact that over those phone calls he absolutely did leak confidential information to Chinese, it's going to be
I got it here now. Yeah, so yeah, he talked to a Chinese general. That's right, General Li Zushane. Made two calls with them, and he assured that the United States was not going to suddenly go to war with or attack China. Why the hell would he talk to a Chinese general? Why?
Well, it's a wonderful question. Yeah, and ultimately, yeah, he is China first. He betrayed the country. He's a traitor to this country. His mural belongs nowhere. It belongs in a fire. It belongs to be besmirched. And I hope that there is some sort of national shaming that happens of General Mark Milley once he is finally prosecuted on these things. But I just want everyone to know, like, this isn't some sort of like Trump going after his political enemies. They opened the door with this when they tried to put Trump in a peach over the Zelensky call. Do you guys remember that?
Yep.
Yeah. Honestly, I would probably I'd probably prefer having statues of Benedict Arnold than Mark Milley.
Hey, Arnold was a smart general, but he bailed at the wrong time. So,
I think I'm also a descendant of Benedict Arnold. So.
Get out of here. Freaking traitor.
Okay.
For those that don't
Yeah.
know, that guy's the guy that backstabbed us in the American Revolution. But,
I mean, my earliest ancestors were basically all from the Mid-Atlantic region, so
Huh. I don't know that.
yeah. Yeah, I call myself real Tex in politics, and because I don't know what else to call myself, but yeah. I was obviously born and raised in Texas, but
Alright.
not really the rest of my family.
Let's hear. Hey, real. Are you willing to invite Richard Anchorman, Redeemed Zoomer to your America First Insight show? That would turn to a religious shitfest. So, probably not, because like, he says, listen, Redeemed Zoomer's not a bad person, but like, some of the stuff he says is very interesting. That's all I gotta say.
He's a bit immature to be in this scene, and I understand. Like, I'm speaking as the old, the old guy here, but he just didn't carry himself with much composure through all the incidents. He got humiliated over the course of a couple of different public appearances and debates, and then he told his entire audience, the whole world, his Discord and his Twitter. He told everyone he was quitting apologetics because why? Because he believed that he couldn't sufficiently defend Protestantism strongly enough against the better arguments that Roman Catholicism and Orthodoxy had, and I'm not saying that doesn't settle the discourse on any of these conversations, interreligious stuff. But what it shows is that he admitted, I'm too incompetent to fulfill the role that I'm fulfilling online. And then he did that, and then randomly came back later after someone cheered him up. And I'm just saying, like, it's still, I still consider it very disgraceful. If you have told the whole world that you're incompetent to do your job, why do you return to the job? That doesn't seem to make much sense to me. Especially with, like, it was only like a 1 or 2 month pause between him giving up and then coming back, and I don't like that at all.
Is he anti-Catholic? Well, he's is it
He's
Presbyterian?
reformed.
Reformed. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Reformed.
He's part of a Presbyterians called Orthodox Presbyterian Church, and they basically want to reform. Yeah, funny.
Funny.
Reform all the Presbyterian churches into their original form. So he doesn't agree with any of the gay stuff that happens in Presbyterianism. He doesn't agree with any of, like, the
Nice.
the liberal stuff that happens, and he's part of a sect of Presbyterians that's trying to restore the old faith, quote unquote.
Good
So.
luck.
All right,
Good
I'm going
luck.
to address a couple comments in the chat. So let's see. Tom Otto says, "Real Yankee." I'm guessing that's directed at me. That's not exactly the case. Maybe to my dad's side, yeah, but to my mom's side, it's like exclusively Louisiana. So,
Ah.
there's basically a mix of both there.
Broken.
And yeah, I plot twist that you never step foot in Texas. I'm
Bro.
literally in Texas. I'm literally in Texas right now. So
I know. Let's see. Bro couldn't defeat Catholicism. Well, I saw that one debate. I forgot who it was with, and he got crushed. Like, I'm a Catholic. I'm obviously be biased, but I don't know what he was on about. But
He
yeah.
he went and he debated a Catholic, and then he debated an Orthodox Christian, and he did poorly both times against different sets of arguments. And my whole thing isn't that, oh, well, you can never talk about religion on the internet ever again. Obviously, that's dumb. But what I'm telling him is, like, if I had gone through something like that, I would have spent a couple of years reading. Maybe he needs to go back and actually read Calvin's Institutes instead of Cliff Notes and Spark Notes. Maybe he needs to go back and understand the tradition he exists in better. Because basically all his content is really surface level examinations of their positions, while mocking other people for somehow not understanding those positions well enough when he doesn't understand his own material. Like, again, it's just like he needs to go back and he just needs to freaking study. He needs to go spend a couple of years actually learning what the hell he believes, and then he can come back and start arguing with people. Why are we wasting time having religious arguments with people that don't know what the fuck they actually believe?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
why are we doing that?
like I sometimes obviously go to religious stuff, but I don't talk about our denominations much because I'm not gonna say I know everything. So,
there's a massive story we need to discuss. By the way,
a what?
the Quinnipiac poll.
We talked a little about that. I thought.
About the Democratic Party approval.
Yeah. We were talking about that a little bit. But we stopped. Let me pull this up again.
Yeah, 57% unfavorable.
Yeah, we talked a little about this. Yeah, this is the most unpopular they've ever been, according to Quinnipiac. Billy Spangler for 10. Change of subject, but have you seen the BS the Rhino Florida legislators doing? They just try to pass a bill to strip DeSantis of his ability to do immigration enforcement and weaken E-Verify. I saw that, but
Yeah.
they vetoed it.
Before we get to that, because that's a whole other discussion. Yeah. So look, I still think just based on history that 2026 is going to be a somewhat favorable year for Democrats. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
But you look at this poll, you cannot with a serious face tell me that 2026 is going to be a blue tsunami.
I mean,
Unless Trump massively fucks up with the tariffs or whatever. Like maybe unless the Democrats realize that the tariffs are going to cause like a massive recession or whatever, or if the deportations become increasingly unpopular, then maybe I don't think a tsunami is realistic.
It's not.
But yeah, but regardless, I don't think any of that's going to happen. Even if Trump does lose some popularity, which he probably will, I don't expect him to be above water, in November of 2026. I think he'll probably be somewhere in the mid to upper 40s, at least at a best case scenario. But yeah, that's basically it. Like I said, even with the special election yesterday, my prediction remains a blue ripple for 2026.
Yeah, I think I gotta wait and see, though. I just gotta wait and see, because this is a very unique environment where the Democrat Party is so unpopular right now that I don't know.
Yeah. I still think Democrats are probably still more than likely going to take back the House.
Oh, I agree. It'd be a small majority, but I think they're gonna.
Our majority is like extremely vulnerable. It's just because people don't like the Democrat Party, but they also don't trust Republicans. Republicans don't trust Republicans. That's basically the other thing.
Yeah. American Nerd for 2. Thoughts of Joe Opinion running for Stefanik seat? Is he actually? Joe
More
Pinion?
than likely, yeah.
I'll support him. Sure, go ahead.
But also, so is Mark Molinaro.
Molinaro, go in the corner. Stay away from that seat.
But then again, there won't be a primary for that because they're appointed by the county.
By the way, Rap endorsed John Duarte. I never endorsed John. Bro, what? I don't think I've ever spoken positively about John Duarte, ever.
Pretty sure you supported Giglio in the primary originally.
Did. Both times. Or the first time. And the second time he ran for McCarthy's seat, but yeah, I supported Giglio. Both first time. Hey Rap, look at the tweets. What did the UK do now? What did the British do?
Oh no.
What did they do? What?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Is it about Muslims?
The actual fuck. A 25-year-old woman faces possible jail time after pleading guilty to the UK's first ever cyber farting case.
Donald Trump, if you're listening, it might be time to start some talks about acquiring another country.
Accused of sending numerous videos of herself farting to her boyfriend's ex, causing distress and anxiety.
Oh yeah, because feelings are hurt. Yeah, this is what happens when you don't have a First Amendment, by the way.
Holy.
Remember distinctly, it's not just about how ridiculous this quote unquote crime is to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. The reason it's heinous and disgusting
is because
all of the resources they could have used to prevent the systematic industrial rape of their women and children, it was used to arrest someone for farting, like farting over the internet. This is the reason it should make you upset. It's the reason it should make everybody in Britain mad. It's a gross misuse of police resources.
Can we just have a second flood already? What the actual fuck? Where do you go from here? Like, as society, I thought we hit rock bottom as a society, but no, the British found a way to go even further bottom.
They've been there for a while, but one thing that I would point out, which is a really staggering statistic, one pollster found that 50% of Gen Z voters in the United Kingdom would prefer having a charismatic dictatorship or
I
tyrannical
saw
leader
that.
over actual parliament.
I
And
think we should annex the United Kingdom.
I have a better idea. Bring back the monarchy. Actual monarchy. A one-man dictatorship. Let them deal with it.
Bring
well,
back
it's really funny
Churchill.
that they have that system already implemented, but they took away the last power, the last check the monarch had on parliament, which
Winston
was the
Churchill's corpse could run the country
well,
better than anybody in the British
the
government.
the monarch had the capacity to abolish parliament and make them conduct a snap election to reform a government that the people actually wanted. But he can't even do that anymore. He has no
Wait,
power.
really? I thought he still
Yeah,
could.
no, like there was a stop for about 12 years. They just took it away from him again.
Bro.
So yeah, no, he can't even abolish parliament, and it's this rather disgusting situation to be in. And since the king can't do anything, and since the
They're
king doesn't seem
screwed.
willing to do anything, no, I mean more so what I see happening. It's very much seems like a Oliver Cromwell moment is coming for them. And I'm not someone that likes Oliver Cromwell by any standard, and some of you might, but this is English Civil War territory. This is Lord Protector coming back kind of situation. And I'm not saying this will all happen like tomorrow. It probably maybe be in a decade or two, but yeah, they're reaching max absurdity.
Here's my take. If Nigel Farage is not the prime minister by the end of the decade, they're having a civil war. That's my take.
No, I think Nigel Farage will become if he is not ousted by his own party, he will become prime minister.
They do that.
Well, I mean, you also got what's his face? I probably can't even say his name on here, but also running for prime minister.
Oh yeah, Mr. Tate.
Well, also not just Tate, but Tate actually stole the idea from Lord Miles, who is actually considerably more popular,
wait, Lord
but
Miles
still.
Was thinking about. Wait, what? I didn't hear this.
No, yeah, he announced on X that he would run for prime minister, and he ran like a platform. It was like 19 or 20 issues. If you go read down it, it's a really funny list of issues, but it's basically the most hard right-wing platform that you could possibly imagine for the United Kingdom. It's really funny.
All right.
Let's see. At this point, why don't they just abolish the monarchy and just replace the system with ours?
Wait, you're telling me I come back and you're just getting finished talking about UK politics? I'm so pissed, dude.
Oh yeah, we were talking about the cyber farting crime thing that just happened.
Damn, I don't know. It's the UK is interesting. It seems like Trump really wants to get along with Keir Starmer, which is kind of interesting.
All right, I gotta read super chats first. Finesse Smith for 2 thoughts about the Iowa Senate special election. We talk about it. Don't talk about it. It's a waste of time. American Nerd for 3. Put tariffs in the UK. Why are we allies with them? Well, I mean, if the UK's do stuff like this, just take it over. Jackson Bass for 5. Keep hearing from anti-trumpets that eggs and milk and beef are going up in price. Seems like they're back at it again. Oh yeah, now they worry about prices, which that's not because of Trump. It's because there's that avian flu, whatever it is. So.
No, that Iowa special election matters so long that if I got 10 patriots to write in Enoch Powell in that district, it would actually make a noticeable impact. Like, that's how few people voted.
Yeah, this is real, by the way, chat. This is their real headline.
What is the headline?
A 25-year-old woman faces possible jail time after pleading guilty to the UK's first ever cyber farting case.
Bro, what?
Sending numerous videos of herself farting to her boyfriend's ex, causing distress and anxiety. So basically the issue is the UK is using their entire law enforcement resources on this instead of
the grooming gangs.
Yeah. Because Muslims, because they're a marginalized community, so you can't do anything with them.
Dude, England is so fucking cooked. I don't trust anyone. I don't trust Farage. I certainly don't trust Kemi Badenoch.
That Farage was kind of.
I do not trust Farage. I will say that, especially with like
becoming a
I do
little
not
bit
trust him.
too.
I said if Robert Jenrick won the Tory leadership race, I would have trusted. I'm not saying I wouldn't have trusted him, but I would have trusted him over Farage because there was a lot of fishy things about Farage. Obviously, I think he's the least bad option for England. I'd prefer if he won the election, but he
So-
is not. He is
Well,
not like going to be the savior of England.
At the end of the day, whether you trust Farage or whether you don't trust Farage, Reform UK is the emerging new party. Their system's broken, Parliament's broken, and it seems as though, unless the polls are lying, which that happens over there because they have no freedom, their information is so corrupt over there, so we don't know for sure. But in all the polls we've been seeing, it seems like Reform UK is going to become the majority party in that.
I'll say this: we make shit on the United States a lot, but I am still so thankful we have the First Amendment. We have like the First Amendment over here.
Oh, we have the First Amendment. I wouldn't really say we're like noticeably to the right of countries like the UK, though, especially in socialist. I think that's kind of a
Not
we just have
socialist.
different.
No. Economics,
They're
maybe.
not more. Yeah, we're more to the right on them on economics, but not socialist.
Yeah, that's right.
Because like countries like this, they don't have free speech, but they don't really see free speech as necessarily a right versus left. It's just something they've never really had in England. Like looking, like going back, like obviously things have changed. Now you can't make statements about immigrants or the LGBT stuff. But back in the day, you couldn't say stuff about the king. You couldn't say stuff about Parliament in many cases. Like.
Someone in chat is saying that in the UK you have to pay the government to watch TV.
Oh yeah, I gotta talk about those. Those things like fucking. It's for the BBC fee. So if you own a television, which every television in the UK has BBC, even if you never open BBC a day in your life, you have to pay like an absurd fee for BBC.
I mean,
and everyone fucking hates them.
I mean, that's government. That's the government-owned news, basically.
Yeah, and
but here's the thing. It'd be one thing if it was just involved in your taxes, but it's not. It's like a separate fee, and they'll send people to your house to collect the fee if you don't pay it in time.
Wait,
They'll
what?
have yes.
So
I mean, technically, you kind of have to pay for TV in America too. Cable.
I know,
cable,
but it's like. But no, like for funding for like PBS,
yeah, I mean,
funding for like PBS and stuff is just in taxes. In the UK, like they don't. Someone from PBS doesn't come to your house,
knock down your door.
No, they don't. No, it's not like that bad. They don't do it. They don't knock down your door, but they just come to your house and they're just like, "Daily reminder, you gotta pay your BBC fee."
Nobody requires us to get a television license, and none of us requires us to like basically pay the Baron a fee, or else they cut off our cable. That's not what happens. We just pay cable companies normal.
I mean, like the percentage of people paying cable is like collapsing and continuing to collapse.
Well, that's what we're doing now. Apparently, if you just have a TV, it doesn't matter. They're just like, "Yo, give us your money." American Nerd for 2. Which is worse, UK or France? France about to have a revolution, so...
Okay, so in the UK, even if
the entire southeast of France is about to become majority Muslim in like 50 years, so...
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
so
Marseille, the city of Marseille, which is a major city in southern France, I believe is already majority Muslim.
Yeah, they're gonna have a civil war in
like 10 years. Are you serious? What the fuck?
They're gonna have a revolution in like 5 years. It's only a matter of time. They screw themselves over.
France might actually become they might actually legitimately become a majority Muslim country, or like plurality Muslim,
yet, but...
in like maybe 10 years or something.
The Chinese are at it again.
What? Hello?
What did we do? I mean, what did we do? I mean, what did they do?
What did I miss? Are we still streaming?
Yes.
Yes, as the resident CCP bot, I need to know what is your concern about China so I can debunk it.
I just got a fucking phishing scam from someone claiming to be 34, or claiming to be Ruby Lynn of Boston, 34 and single, wanting to get to know me better with her sincerity. Moments.
All right, Cherokee Bear for 2. The BBC give us Jimmy Selvey. American Nerd for 3. France's revolution like every 5 seconds. Yeah, and by the way, the French Revolution is a mistake. There, I said it.
I think all sides of that suck.
Me when I'm stupid and hate Napoleon.
Dude, like, I'll say this, like,
Napoleon was based.
the
I love
the freaking
Napoleon. He was
Bonaparte
he was an alpha
worthless.
male.
Like, the Emperor, like, Bonaparte was worthless, but at the same time, it's like, the ripple effect of that revolution was a net negative. I said it.
A lot of people in France are ready for a sixth republic and a new constitution, so I wouldn't be surprised if that happens soon. Otherwise, you got Tyrone, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
bow out. Hope you guys have a wonderful
Yeah,
day.
like John Rose said yesterday, these countries in Europe treat constitutions like toilet paper, you know, they use it once and then they like throw it down the drain, you know? It's not like we see our
We
constitution.
actually, like, ours is,
So,
like,
like,
sacred. Like,
yeah.
they don't piss around with it. Which, that's one thing about America, like,
That's why countries like Romania can just throw out election results when people they don't like win.
let's see here. How dare you speak that way about the great Napoleon? What? No, I didn't say that about Napoleon. I just said the French Revolution's bad. Napoleon was good. Just the revolution.
Yeah,
itself was-
no, I don't understand why like so many people on the right, like I get it, the revolution was horrible and a lot of the people were like full on Marxists before their time. But like, let's not act like the king was like this great guy.
Oh,
Like
no,
these
he
were,
was
this wasn't like they were like, look up all the degenerate shit that like the royalty in France was doing.
yeah,
It was they
No,
were
so
not like
they actually,
defenders of tradition. Like,
Tell him, go on.
no, the ancient regime was pretty fucking bad and decadent.
Wait, what?
The ancient regime, that's the term used to describe the French aristocracy.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they were worthless. Like they had no clue what they were doing, and like
Yeah, it's kind of you and them got that in common.
what?
Oh,
But yeah, no, it's like then you can replace the king with, you know, like you said, like a Marxist. That's literally like a Marxist. In
They were like
1790.
they were the predecessors to like communists. Like I have a feeling Marx was probably partially inspired by a lot of their like
he
actions.
probably was.
Yeah.
I mean, like, for those that don't know, I think his name was
I
Robespierre.
mean, like, yeah, they had the Paris Commune, you know, like that was almost like a predecessor in many ways to the Russian Revolution and just Marxism in general.
Yeah.
Like,
So
well, you would think if you were like unaware of like when events happened in history, you would probably think the French Revolution was like inspired by Marx. Like,
yeah. And for those that don't know, like, what we're talking about, they literally had like atheistic religion they were trying to push onto people. They got rid of the original.
dude, they
calendar.
abolished the calendar. Yeah, they abolished the calendar.
Yeah.
Like, it was insane.
They killed,
And they like executed anyone who opposed it. Like, it wasn't even like the American Revolution where they allowed free speech. Like, they didn't. Like, they would, if you opposed the revolution, you'd be instantly like killed. You know?
It was the proto-communist. And the funny thing is, the reason he went down is he killed everybody that he supported him. And he was like the last man standing. They just got him. But the cult of reason. Yeah, look up the cult of reason. Like, you talk about a cult, that's what a cult is. And they try to push it onto people.
They were the woke mob of their time. The woke mobsters of their time.
Again, like the French, like Napoleon was great, but the French Revolution was bad. So
yeah, just don't watch the shitty movie about him. That movie was so fucking dog shit. I almost walked out of the theater when my friends and I went to see that dude. Like, it was horrible.
Yeah, they gotta make a real. Well, was there like a movie in the 70s of Napoleon that was actually good?
First of all, it should be in French. Like, I hate, and it should be French with English subtitles.
I agree. Like did it with.
I think it's stupid when they do those historical biopics where they just speak in like English.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, it's not realistic at all. Like, it's hard to take it like realistically.
Yeah, and I like what they did with like the Passion of Christ when they had subtitles. Like they spoke their language. I forgot what it is, but like it's like do that. I like that. I like better. Like you, because it makes you seem smarter. They have to like listen and read at the same time. Oh yeah. Which French Revolution? The one that they got Napoleon in charge.
Oh, yeah. I love how the French have had so many revolutions. It's just like which one? Which one?
Right guy for 5. I'm surprised France ever went full blown communist. A couple times they came close. A couple times it came real close. Yeah, Ramic. Yeah, it's Ramic.
I mean, there's a party in France that if they win the next, which there's a realistic chance they could win a future election, I think would turn the country full on communist.
Let's see.
Macron. The only reason Macron didn't work with them is because they're pro-Russia. Like, if they weren't pro-Russia, Macron would have formed government with them, and like there would have been communist influence in the government.
All right. Reminds me of Assassin's Creed Unity during the French Revolution being in English. I just hate that. Like, just have the French actors or whatever, or make them speak French. Because I like that better. When it's like a movie like that, because I want to like feel like I'm there.
Instead they got Joaquin Phoenix to basically pretend he was still Arthur Fleck from Joker, and like that's how it seemed like when you're watching Napoleon. It feels like Arthur Fleck from Joker was just brought back to the 17th. Like, that's how he acts. He acts like the same person that he did in Joker, and it's like, bro, this is a fucking very different person. Like, he's not an incel. He's a fucking like world leader. Like, for Christ's sakes. But go on.
Mr. Nugget for 5. The French Revolution was also created the metric system. This is why Imperial is better. Did they actually create the metric system? I did not know that. American Nerd for 5. Hot take. The French Revolution was a good idea in theory, terrible in execution. Especially with how they treated people like Lafayette. Well, yeah, it's like, that's a lot of things. It's good in theory, but the people that ran it were incompetent. Or it was Robespierre who was insane. Look up the cult of reason. Like Thomas said in chat, the cult of reason was literally r/atheism of their day. That's what it was. It was an atheistic religion. Actually, I know it was an oxymoron, but still.
All right, should we talk about all the Florida stuff that's happened? So we had the 2 special elections, and then
the primaries, nothing really happened.
there's
a bill going on with immigration that someone brought up in chat earlier. That's not good.
Yeah, that's the big story.
No, Randy Fine is currently fighting against Ron DeSantis in the state house. And I'm siding with Randy Fine, actually, because Randy Fine's proposing a more strict bill. So I don't know why everyone hates Randy Fine. I think it's just because he's pro-Israel, and like Israel endorsed against the Freedom Caucus, so people don't like Israel for that reason. Like, I don't really know much that's bad about Randy Fine. Like, I've looked into him. I can't find anything wrong. He's fine. You know, just like his last name said.
We got breaking news. Raphael Warnock's officially known Mr. Kennedy's for nomination.
He's what?
That's from like a few hours ago, so...
I just saw it, so...
He's a no?
Yep.
RFK, that's shocking.
Wow, wow, very, very surprising. Wow.
Very surprising. Breaking news, Ron Johnson is a yes on Kennedy.
But all right, so I think that's everything, I think, right?
Because what else? What else do we got to talk
that's
about?
Everything.
I gotta think. You know, the Czech election. I saw Andrzej Babis posted an edit the other day.
Oh God.
On his timeline. He's gonna be the next prime minister again, and I love that he's coming back, because he's like, for people who don't know, Andrzej Babis. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to let me rant about this for a minute. He's basically the Trump of the Czech Republic. He's like a right-wing populist. He lost re-election in 2021. Like right after Trump lost the election. But now he's coming back. He's gonna win again. We're gonna be so back. Trump and Babis coming back, you know. Milo Zeman, unfortunately, won't be president again because I think he's gonna die of being a drunk alcoholic. Very sad. I miss that guy. He was my profile pic for several months on Discord. But we'll still have Babis back, so love to see it. So get ready. Right. We're gonna make Europe great again.
Oh, something else I did want to talk about. So, Jeff Landry, governor of Louisiana.
What did Jeff Landry do?
Oh my gosh, pull it up.
He basically posted an optics nightmare here.
Yeah, let me get this.
Where I remember his optics nightmare were like right after the New Orleans terrorist attack. He posted himself getting like steak in New Orleans, and he was like,
"It got worse, Luke. Look at this picture.
What did he?
Look at this picture.
Give me a sec.
It's in the chat.
Wait, why would he post this shit?
Okay, so here's the context, which is completely missing from the
Yeah,
picture.
let me pull this up also.
That's why the optics are horrible. So 32nd, that is actually a pretty big improvement because they were like in the 40s, I think, last year.
Yeah, so for those that don't know, yeah, they were 49 in 2019.
You should have said that
Yeah.
we
So
rose it.
so the thing with this, yeah, it's an improvement. The problem, though, is that it's missing that context. So he's so without the context, he's basically bragging about being in the bottom half of the country in education with a bunch of
all he
smiling
had to
students.
do was Louisiana went from 43rd to 32nd in 2 years. That's all he had to say.
And instead, he just yeah, there needs to be a community notes on this.
Yeah, but like,
This is bad.
why? It's always Landry. Why does he post like the shittiest things possible? Why?
My Cajun brother in Christ. This.
Okay, yeah, no context American politics. Someone get that on there. All right. Let's see here. American Nerd for 10. I wish that Lafayette was in charge of the revolution as he did support it. He wrote the Declaration of the Rights of Man with Jefferson. He could have kept the radicals at bay. Well, yeah, but the radicals would kill him, so yeah, get out of there. Okay, Cup for 2. Just got back what I missed. Well, Jeff Landry.
Jeff Landry's
it's postal primary. Oh gosh.
Jeff Landry's second optics nightmare of January 2025.
Dude, this dude always has these optics nightmares, though.
Yeah,
here's the funny thing: he's not even that bad of a governor. He just sucks at the optics.
I think he's pretty good, but yeah.
Yeah, the improvement in education, that's a great thing. I mean, that's to be bragged about. But this,
dude, like I said, after that terrorist attack, man, he was just posting about
steak.
Yeah, he was posting that thing at the steakhouse. It's like, bro, are you that tone deaf? You know, like you gotta tone it down a bit. Yeah.
All right. So I think we're gonna probably end the stream here. Actually, hold on. Mike for 2, not one white student in that picture. 30-second education. Oh! I didn't even realize that.
Oh yeah, that's definitely New Orleans school. That has to be a New Orleans school.
Oh no, and like he posts. Oh my gosh, people are to take. Oh no. Oh
so it's gonna be taken into context by people on the left and like the Groypers, far right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Unbelievable, Jeff Landry, bruh. Look what you post. Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's probably an inner city school in like Baton Rouge, New Orleans. Probably Baton Rouge, because state capital. But
oh no, oh no.
there's a video of like an interview of John Kennedy, the Senator Kennedy, teaching at a school in Baton Rouge. So I think that was a side job of his. I don't know if he does it anymore, but
no, that dude's a patriot, Kennedy. I love that guy.
I think he taught at like a private middle school in Baton Rouge.
I love that guy, dude. He came to Wisconsin and he had like this speech where he was like, "Wisconsin is better than sex." We love Kennedy. He's a great senator.
All right, so
we need more John N. Kennedys in the Senate.
I just wish he voted better.
Okay, I think we're in the stream here, guys. This was definitely an interesting stream. Hold on, Mr. Nugget for 2. Jeff Landry's my spirit animal now. Oh gosh. All right, we're gonna end the stream here. What an optics nightmare! Why the hell would he post this?
He's trying to brag about it.
Because I'm his social media director.
That explains it.
Yeah.
No, right. If it was a social media director, he'd just be G posting all day. He'd post he'd be going to China a lot more often.
All right, I think we're on the stream here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We shall see you guys in the next stream video, wherever you're at. And by the way, before I forget, how does everyone think about the new thumbnails? What do you guys think about it?
I think it's good. I like the use of AI. We got to use it.
Well,
we gotta adapt. We gotta adapt to the new environment.
What I'm doing is we're trying 3 different thumbnails per video. You have alternate thumbnails and stuff. And I like the new way we're doing it. Just simple, no arrows. Yeah. But yeah. Well, the arrows. There's one thumbnail that's an arrow, but yeah. So long click. No, there's clickbait arrows. Like one thumbnail is a clickbait arrows. One has the one just this, and there's one like has 3 people on it. So
That's what you gotta do, man. You gotta keep it going with this
yeah,
stuff.
we're trying. Like we're having higher. Like I love the fact that my thumbnails went from absolute shit to like halfway respectable.
Can you hire me? Can you hire me to make you thumbnails?
No.
I want a job. I need a job for the next like 2 weeks until I get rehired by Turning Point.
Tom and Chad is saying better than the dumbass random state maps being Ruby Red or Blue.
Can anyone in chat get me a job for 2 weeks?
One last question, Luke. Do you support the United States acquiring the United Kingdom?
No, I think that's fucking stupid. No, I don't.
Oh yeah, Lake Riley Act passed. That's right. Yeah, thank God it did.
Because honestly, I think America would run the UK better than the UK would.
All right, we shall see you guys in the next video or stream wherever you see me at. Godspeed to all of you.